Have you ever wondered that what if God gives you a superpower? Would you think you all would want a superpower? So please raise your hands who all feel that they would wish to have a superpower. Superpower for what? For healing yourself. Why? Because if you heal yourself, you'll be able to make a healthier planet, right? So before I begin, I would just like to share a short story. Just imagine a small girl of 11 years old sitting in the hospital outside the ICU, crossing her fingers that her parents, both the parents, that is the mother and the father, they should live alive. There is a thought process going on in her mind. What can I do to save my parents? What can I do, or what superpower can I get that I can make my parents' lives healthier and we can make them live longer? So during that time, that girl, she came across a nutrition course and she wanted to study nutrition. Why? Because you all know we are what we eat and we are what we think. So nutrition is something that whatever we eat, it shows it on us, right? So during that process of nutrition, I realized, or she realized, that Annam Brahmam, that is, food is God. That is why before we eat food, I think in most of the cultures we do bow down, right? To think it's our God, so food is God, isn't it? So that person is no one else, that small little girl that was 11 years old, and today I'm 49 years old. And I realized that food is something that really connects. Food is something that can make the planet go healthier. So I will just try to say some few facts. By 2030 to 2050, it's going to be like 25 million of deaths that are going to take place because of the non-communicable diseases like diabetes and cholesterol, due to malnutrition, due to stress. And in the health sector, if you see that if you're not feeling well, 4.6% of total greenhouse gas is released in today's world. So do you think, can we change this? And you must be wondering what a dietitian is going to do to change the climate, isn't it? So the moment you hear the word dietitian, everybody looks at themselves and thinks, oh wow, she's something who's going to change us. She's going to give us different kinds of varieties of diet and different kind of varieties of technologies to do something. But I'm a totally different person. So if you see, I always focus more on sustainable diets. Why? Because sustainability is important. The more you sustain, the more you'll be able to do better. You'll be able to keep it for a longer period of time. So what do you think the sustainable diet does? First of all, it is affordable. It's not heavy on your pockets. You don't have to spend anything for exotic super fruits or vegetables. Secondly, it's culturally acceptable. It's going to be a low impact on the environment. And the fourth most important is it's going to meet all your nutrition requirements, what you're looking for. So, when any client comes to me, I always teach them how to eat. I don't give them a diet chart. There's no diet chart in my way of treating the people. I teach them how to eat the plate. So if you see this plate, you can see the portion half is divided into the raw and cooked vegetables and fruits, and the other portion is proteins, which is really very important, as we all know, and the other part is going to be your whole grains. Now when I talk about whole grains, I'm talking about millets here. Now if you see in Gujarat, the staple food is jowar, bajra, and kodo millet. Now, if I say kodo millet, people say, what is that? But in generations back in Gujarat, kodo millet is nothing but kodri in Gujarati. So, this is the millet which is missing from today's world. And when we grow millets, we don't need much water. So, less water. And when we eat a local food, you all know that we're going to meet our nutritional requirements very easily. Okay, so when we talk about the local and seasonal foods, I always try to teach the people eat something that is seasonal. You don't have to eat a watermelon in this season, but you need to eat an orange in this season. And when I talk about the local stuff, I don't want you to have a quinoa or I don't want you to have an avocado, but I want you to have something that's locally available. Today, I don't know how many of you know that this green chana is ginjera, which is actually the local food of Gujarat and which is in winter only available in winters. And even the leaves can be used of ginjera. So this is something which today I'm going to really open your eyes and showing what diet can really do in changing you. So one day during the winters, Indian families they have that they store the peas for the entire season, right? And what they do with the peels, they throw it off. So one day I was wondering what can we do with the peels of the peas, and you'll be surprised. I made a soup and my children were just wowed. And when I told them it was a soup that was made out of the peels of the skin, like they were like, really? It's like a question mark for them. In winters, you'll see in the market when you go, people are throwing away the cauliflower leaves. So when I tell the vegetable vendor कि मेरे लिए वो लेकर आना, तो इसे बहन जी आप क्या करोगे उसका? तो आप गाय को डालोगे? आई सेड नहीं मैं गाय हूँ. तो ही सेज आप गाय हो? आई सेड हाँ मैं गाय हूँ. तो ही सेड क्यों? तो आई सेड क्योंकि ये जो आप फेंक रहे हैं ये हम खाते हैं. So he asked me, what do you do with these leaves? So I said, I make a probiotic out of it. I can make a vegetable out of it. Now you all must be wondering, really weirdo she is, and she's telling us all, would it really taste good? So it's my challenge. Whatever recipes I share, it's going to be very tasty, and none of them are going to be able to make out what exactly it is. So eat the local food, what is there in a particular season in your region where you're staying in. Okay, so these are the images of the creative leftovers. Now, Indian cooking में we have a habit, दाल भी ज़्यादा बन जाती है, चावल भी ज़्यादा बन जाती है, रोटी भी ज़्यादा बन जाती है. And then what to do? We don't know. We either give it to the servant, or if the servant doesn't take, she puts it to the cow, right? Or what if I tell you that the roti what you are left over in the house, what can you do? So I can make a roti chila out of it. You must be wondering how she can make a roti chila. So if you see in North, many people they use lot of dals, and the leftover dals, what we can do. So today I'll just share a little small recipe with you. So the dals can be mixed with your flour, that is your wheat flour or a jawar or any of your millets, and you can add vegetables and make a paratha, right, the next day for the breakfast. Now, when it comes to the south part, if I see, people eat a lot of rice, so a lot of rice is left over. So what to do? We can make an excellent probiotics, which is free of cost. You don't have to pay money for it, and excellent for your stomach and your gut. So how do you do that? So the rice which is left over, you need to mix it with your homemade curd. Keep it in a vessel overnight. The next day morning, take nice 1 spoon of ghee, add the ghee and add the vegetables, and it's an excellent probiotics that you can do it. The second thing, from the rice, you can even make sushi. In Gujarat, we all make thepla, right? So every day, the next day in the morning, also it is chai thepla, right? So I would say instead of having the chai thepla, dietitian means balanced hona chahiye. So I would suggest a thepla patra. Okay, so as we all know that we throw away the peels, छिलके हम फेंक देते हैं. तो अगर मैं आपको बोलूँ कि we can make a nice dip out of it. So the cucumber, what you peel, you can make a fantastic dip out of it, which you can use it. So nutritionally, it is very healthy and very easy to make. As I said, the cauliflower leaves, we can use it in many ways. Now, I have a habit that I don't throw away anything that's there in my kitchen. So what I do is, you can grow your own vegetables in your garden. Many people will say, oh, I stay in a flat, I don't have space. Doesn't matter. आपके पास एक टूटा हुआ ग्लास तो होगा, टूटा हुआ कप तो होगा. तो वो cup में भी आप herbs उगा सकते हैं. How? You don't have to go out to buy the seeds. You all buy mint from the market, and we use the mint leaves and we throw away the stick. But what if I tell you that you can use the stick, reuse the stick again to grow? You don't need too much of light. Just a natural light is needed. Now, many a times you must be seeing onions nowadays. You get, with a green twig in the middle. So what to do of that? Just place it on the mud on top of it, and you'll see at least for 5-6 times you'll be able to use the leaves, which is free of cost. You don't have to pay for it. So many things that you can do to grow. Now, many of them say, I don't like mud. We don't have time. So this is a suggestion. What I would say is you can grow your own microgreens. Now, why microgreens? Because they're an excellent source of antioxidants and polyphenols. And you don't need anything for it. आपके घर में होटल से खाना तो आता ही होगा. So you must be having those trays with you. So just take those trays, put a tissue paper. If you don't have a tissue paper, at least you will have cotton at home. So spread cotton. Any seeds from the kitchen. It could be mustard seeds, it could be onion seeds, it could be wheat grass, it could be garden cress, any seeds. Just sprinkle on top and just spray the water to keep the seeds moist. And you will see within the 3 days, you will get fantastic small microgreens, which are excellent. So these are the microgreens which I grow. So this is wheat grass. It's kalonji and flax. Flax is nothing but in Gujarati, alsi. Garden cress seeds. Red amaranth. Ajwain is nothing but carom seeds. And mustard. So you can see all the seeds I have used. So anything that you can do is you can grow them. You don't need soil for it. Okay, the other thing is there are so many things that get spoiled in your house. Now what do? So I have a compost bin in my house. It's not in my house because I stay in a flat, but we all have common terrace. So what to do? We can take 2 drums or maybe 2 pots, and whatever is your kitchen waste, you can take that. As Sir said, we can use the paper, the recycling paper. We can put the paper in that. Now you must be wondering that how the compost can be made without the microbes in it. So do you think we can go and catch an earthworm and put in it? Oh, everybody won't like it, right? So what do I say that you just pour buttermilk in the compost, and there is no fixed ratio that you need to make this compost, but everything and anything can be put in that bin. And when you put the buttermilk in it, you get the live bacteria, and within 40 days, you get an excellent compost which you can teach your neighbors. You can start in your house. You can make a change by staying in a building. You can collect the waste on the terrace, and definitely it won't smell. The smell comes when the compost is too moist. So you have to maintain. So anything what you get, you can use it in that compost. So this is the way I use the compost, and I would want everybody of you all, I think right from the time you walk out from here, I think some takeaways could be there in your life. Okay, so we can shop the local products and the local foods. Why? Because when we are going to buy things from out, it's going to come in a package. So again, we're going to throw the package. So again, the waste is going to increase, right? So when we use the local food, we don't have to pack. We can just get it down like that. And as Man said, and as everybody, all the other speakers said, that we can use a bag, which we can take it from home. That will be the best thing that you can do. Okay, so you must be wondering that she's talking so big. What is it going to do to the society or to the planet? So if a family of 4, okay, if you are going to throw away the waste, and if you use the waste the way I have asked you to use, then from 1000 kgs, you can reduce it to 100 kgs a year. It's going to be that remarkable difference. So today I want everybody here just to take one pledge, just one. It could be either having a sustainable plate where you don't need anybody, you just need to eat a plant-based diet, as Man said. So when you eat a plant-based diet, you're going to reverse the non-communicable diseases. Thank you so much for listening to me.